election. It was not her intention to be reelected, and she has no desire to serve. School Board Chairman Tom Broderick suggested the board hold an executive session and discuss a replacement. According to the town bylaws, if a person is elected by town meeting and declines, it is up to the selectmen to pick a replacement. For now, the school board will operate with only 4 members until the selectmen hold their next meeting. Vermont seems to be developing at a fairly rapid speed, but in the Northeast Kingdom, St. Johnsbury is going at its own pace.
Development in St. Johnsbury appears to be at a standstill, but according to Charles Carter from the Northeastern Vermont Development Association, St. Johnsbury's development is looking up.
There are some new developments on the drawing boards in St. Johnsbury. There'll be an addition at the Green Mountain Mall for Rich's Department Store. United Parcel Service is building a distribution center up at the St. J. Lyndon Industrial Park. And the old True Temper property has been taken over by the Pratt Reed Corporation and will be opening this spring.
The city of St. Johnsbury is developing at a slower pace than the rest of Vermont. Charles Carter explains why he feels development is less in the Northeast Kingdom.
A great deal of it has to do with the fact that we're a little more isolated from the markets, if you will, than Chittenden County, which is the fast-growing, or southern Vermont, which is really part of Massachusetts and New York, depending on your perspective.
In St. Johnsbury, I'm Lee McGuire reporting for News Center 2.
The new elementary school is one step closer to being built. The Lyndon Town planners voted 9-0 last night to grant a planning permit and zoning variance for the proposed school. The approval came despite written objections from Lyndonville Fire Chief Wendell Cassidy that the building would be a safety hazard with the current design. In granting a variance to the town's 35-foot zoning bylaw, the Planning Commissioners agreed with legal opinions of School District Attorney Mark Bertinelli and Attorney Robert Gensberg that the school district did not intentionally plan a building that violated the zoning bylaws. The Planning Commission recognized the federal and state constraints the school district was under in designing the school. The proposed school's next hurdle is Act 250 approval, expected next month.
The future of the Passumpsic River will be discussed at a workshop Monday night. The workshop will provide a closer look into the Passumpsic River project. Concerns about current uses and future plans for the river will be addressed. Public access, enhancement and development, and water quality are all topics on the workshop's agenda. Michael Klein, the project's coordinator, urges input on river studies for the upcoming spring and summer season. To voice concerns or for more information, contact Klein at 244-6951. And still to come on News Center 2, the Vermont House's approval for farm subsidies.
And the Vermont Transit is being upset by the Greyhound bus strike, and it's also upsetting the governor.
We'll be right back.
Census means more money for our neighborhood. The count for clinics, schools, and jobs gonna do you some good.
When the census counts you, you count for a better future. Answer the census.
Stand right up. Stand up.
More problems are stemming from the Greyhound bus strike. Yesterday, 5 Vermont drivers were suspended for refusing to take over routes for striking Greyhound bus drivers. According to Richard Cassidy, a Burlington lawyer, this violates labor rules. Drivers were also told they would be fired if they refused more than once. Governor Cunin says she is upset with the way Greyhound is treating its Vermont Transit Company bus drivers. Union said yesterday that it's inappropriate to make the Vermont drivers pawns in an out-of-state dispute. Vermont's budget passed in the House of Representatives, but changes have been made. The original budget calls for a 27.5% income tax level of the federal levy. The okayed bill would mean a 28% level, about 12% more for the next 2 years. Governor Madeline Cunha was pleased to see the $617 million budget go through, but she believes income tax rise shouldn't be the only revenue generator. Cunha would like to see more money come from increased rooms and meals tax and cigarette tax increases. Lyndonville public accountants claim the working middle class would be harmed the most by the tax hike.
The Vermont House gave first approval to a farm subsidy funded by borrowing money from state retirement accounts. The House voted to help farmers pay their taxes by underfunding 2 pension plans, one plan for teachers, the other for state workers. The $1.9 million will go to the Working Farm Abatement Program. And what a gorgeous day today was.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I think everybody was in a good mood, but I don't know how long it's going to last.
That's right. Ted?
Well, Shelley and Dawn, actually, this weather is not going to last much longer. We got some showers and clouds along the way for the weekend, so grab the umbrellas, and I'll be back with more weather details right after the break.
We'll be right back with Ted Jamba's forecast.
Where to?
Body shop, 71st and First.
Yeah, no, you love your commercial safety belts, right?
Where you going, man?
My fellow missus, she loves you guys. She doesn't buckle up either.
Oh, nobody's listening.
You need anybody listen, Odie driver's part-time. Really inactive, it's just a little slow. Just put seatbelts in my cab. Nobody uses them. Guess they feel safe with me.
If we'd had half a brain, we'd buckled up.
Hey, bumper breath, I do have half a brain.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
You ignored it for a long, long time. But that only made it more powerful. And so the horror in your mind grew and grew because you let your taxes just sit there. Why let it haunt you when you can do something about it? File now. File accurately and make your taxes less taxing.
Well, Shelley, today was the first day I saw frisbees flying and people with shorts on and no shirts. It might as well have been at the beach today.
It was nice to see, but I hear we're going to get rain. Ted, is that true?
You're absolutely correct, Don and Shelley. We are going to see some rain this weekend, and don't take this warm weather for granted because it's definitely not going to last. Only the rest of this afternoon and this evening you're going to see some sunshine with warm temperatures. Let's get right to the current statistics, and I'll tell you that the current temperature outside on Vale Hill is 61 degrees with a high today of a glorious 64 degrees. That broke the record of 52 degrees set back a few years ago. The low temperature this morning was a rather chilly 33. The winds are from the south at 10 miles per hour. The pressure is at 30.00 inches and falling slowly. The sun rose this morning at 5:59 and will set in a few minutes at 5:54, giving us the length of day of 12 hours, 5 minutes short of 12 hours. The average high for today is 37 degrees, and the average low for today is 14 degrees. Now, what a glorious day it was across New England, most of New England, I should say, except for the state of Maine. Right now, they had low clouds, fog, and drizzle for much of the day, with temperatures only in the 40s this afternoon. And this also continued across the coastal regions of Connecticut and Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Now, back towards the west, well, a different story occurred. Sunshine broke out through the clouds. Temperatures rose into the 60s and even some 70s as you move into Burlington, where they had a high temperature today of 78 degrees. The more of the same continues across New York State, where temperatures are also in the 70s, and Albany, New York, which is our hot spot on the map, reached a high temperature of 82 degrees. Now let's get to our national map, and I'll show you what's causing the weather across the nation. And we have a cold front moving through New York State right now, and as you saw on our regional map, there was a shower being reported at Binghamton, New York. this cold front is ever going to so slowly move to the east and going to line up just over New England and down to the Gulf coastal states late Saturday night. Now what this means for us is we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms move into our area for tomorrow and tomorrow night, and it's going to provide us a running board for this low pressure system to move along the northeast and give us some rain showers for tomorrow and some heavier rain into tomorrow night and Sunday. Now with the melting snowpack and the partially frozen ground, the rain can't percolate into the ground and can't absorb much water, and with a lot of precipitation expected for this weekend, Vermont has a flood watch for right now. But stay tuned as it might go to a flood warning, so stay tuned for your radio and television broadcasts throughout the weekend. Out towards the west, colder weather has made it into the northern plain states. There was some snow and blizzard conditions across Minnesota and Wisconsin. I think most of the snow and cold weather is going to go up into Canada. We're not going to see too much of that, although we will see some colder weather on Sunday. And at the tail end of this storm, as it moves by, we could see some snow showers. Now back towards the west, we see a couple areas of high pressure, keeping things very tranquil out here. And with a southwesterly flow along the coastal areas of the Pacific Northwest, they do see a warm front, and some showers are being produced out there. Showers are in our forecast as well. Let's get right to that exclusive News Center 2 forecast. For tonight, we'll see showers arriving by midnight. Lows about 52 degrees. Don't expect any torrential downpours by any means, just some isolated scattered showers. Now for tomorrow, we'll see a flood watch in effect for the whole state of Vermont, with showers increasing to rain, and we'll see highs getting up to 55 degrees. Now for tomorrow night, the rain is going to get heavy, and so look out for some flooding in low-lying areas and for the streams and rivers. And I think low temperatures will be about 38 degrees with that cold front moving through. And for Sunday, we're going to see a very cold but heavy rain, and temperatures will be about 40 degrees for highs. Don and Shelley?
Thanks, Ted. Spring definitely on its way.
But I guess we have to put away the skis and get out the rubber boots. Still ahead on News Center 2, there was a little St. Patrick's Day festivities at the Lyndon Corner School, and we'll have that when we return.
We'll be right back.
We all add up. Each and every one of us is a part of America. Everybody counts. The U.S. Census wants to count you in. Census findings help the government reach important decisions when planning for schools, hospitals, roads, and other basic needs for our community. So stand up and be counted. Because any way we add it, it makes good sense to answer the census.
A perplexing problem has puzzled young people since the beginning of time. How to get a job without experience, and how to get experience without a job.
The answer is cooperative education, a nationwide program that lets college students work at real jobs for real pay while they're getting an education.
I knew that.
The color green was brightly displayed today at the Lyndon Corner School, and News Center 2's Chris Nielsen has more on the story.
Green socks, barrettes, and $5 bills were just a few ways students at the Lyndon Corner School showed their spirit for St. Patrick's Day. Today's theme was green for ice cream.
Basically, we wanted to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and seeing as St. Patrick's Day falls on Saturday, we decided that we would tie it in with something green and ice cream because we had some extra ice cream that was left over from a previous project that we were involved in. We did it just to spark